the whole handstand pirouette situation is going to be based on, can you learn that second step and learn it well? Handstand pirouettes can be kind of tricky, especially if you don't know what you're doing and you're just trying to turn around. So I'm going to show you a little tip that I do when I'm trying to work on or teach the handstand pirouette. And we're going to use a little piece of chalk. A lot of gyms don't like this, but what we're going to do is we're going to just put a circle here about how far apart I like my hands in my handstand, and then I'm going to make basically a square. So I'm going to put one here and one here. This one here I'm going to label L, right? And this one's also L. This is R and R. So left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand. That's essentially what we're going to do. Is I'm going to do the handstand here, and I like to turn this direction, so moving my left hand first. And so that's going to be the first step that I take. I'm going to go ahead and from this position, I want to go all the way around. So that's a 90-degree turn. That's going to be a quarter of my handstand pirouette. And this is a pretty natural turn. So I go handstand here and then turn to that side. That feels pretty normal. I'm used to turning out of my handstands like that when I need to come down or if I tip over. So the tricky one is the second step. The second step is tricky because you go from here and you kind of step underneath yourself. That requires you to move the hand that you normally leave on the floor, which is my right one. So I'm gonna go from here and try to spin myself around. Feels quite awkward at first, and so you wanna play with this a little bit. Now, it doesn't have to be exactly a square. This is just to remind you kind of where your hands go, because 2 steps in this case will be a half pirouette. So the half pirouette, you get to the end, you need to turn around in your handstand walk and go back the other way. And so you start here, first hand, second hand. What you should practice is what you do with the second hand, because the first one, you pretty much already have that. We're gonna start here, go up, and try to spin ourselves around and see if we can walk out of that. If you can't walk out of that, that's fine. You'll learn to step down. That's a good start. So if I can do that already, I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna go first hand, second hand, and that's a little bit easier because I've already got the momentum in the turn from the first hand. Do keep in mind, you don't just lift a hand to take a step. You kind of have to rock your weight to the hand that's going to be staying, right? So you lean your weight this way, and then you step that hand, and then you lean your weight this way, not too much, because you want to go walking out of it, and then you step here. Once you have the half pirouette, practice it a lot, because a half pirouette in 2 steps is half of a full pirouette, which is 4 steps, and it's the same process. So essentially, the whole handstand pirouette situation is going to be based on, can you learn that second step and learn it well? If you practice that second step, get good at it, you can do as many pirouettes as you want in the least amount of steps. Sure, you could probably do one big giant one, but this is the most efficient way. This is the way that we learn on parallel bars in gymnastics, by going to 1 bar, so handstand on a single bar, and then turning. So I highly recommend that you practice this technique. Saves you time, energy, and the fact that you already have the first step pretty much. You just have to work on the second step, going from here, up, spinning, and then walking out of it. And that was my mic falling off my body. All right. So full pirouette. It's going to be 4 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there you go. You can just go 2, 4, 6, 8, however many you want, and that's your handstand pirouette.